Hey, so this is another lens comparison video, this time looking at three different 50mm lenses. A Lomo vintage Russian cinema lens from the 1970s, a modern Samyang prime lens, and a super Takumar vintage stills lens from I think about the 1970s as well. So let's get in and have a look. So this is shot on the Ursa Mini Pro. Everything's shot in under the same lighting, same camera settings, same grade used, everything like that. And we're starting off with the Lomo at 3 foot from Olivia, the model, and then at 6 foot. And you can see the bokeh there, the kind of oval, swirly bokeh in the background, which is very much a kind of part of the look of these Lomo lenses. And then this is the Samyang at 3 foot. They're all, I think, at about 2.8, all the lenses. We didn't have a wind machine, that was just that the windows of the studio were open. It was a very hot day, so we had the windows open, and that was giving quite a nice kind of Beyonce music video look. So that's the Samyang. You can see they're very uniform bokeh compared to the Lomo. And then the Takumar, I think I'm going to stop down in a minute, so you'll see that a little better. That's a little hot at the moment. Trying some different internal NDs on the Ursa Mini Pro. So next up we've got a flare test. So this was a Dado DLH4 150 watt tungsten light, focused, maximum focus, all the way up at 100% dim, and pointed just straight at the barrel, just pointed straight at the barrel of the lens to get these, really test the flares. So the Lomo has a ton of veiling and a really interesting, quite unique flare pattern there. It's very limited coating on the Lomo, so you get a lot of light battling around inside the elements. And then the Samyang's much more, obviously, modern coatings, much kind of sharper sort of starburst elements of the flare and a lot less veiling, although still a little bit, it's still very nice. And then the Takumar, which is the super Takumar, which is the older version. There's the slightly newer SMC Takumar, which is super multi-coated. So these are the older ones, so they got very limited amounts of coating on them. So they do flare quite a lot. I don't think quite as much as the Lomos. It's sort of somewhere in between the two, between the Samyang and the Lomos. So this is the 3-up, comparing all three lenses. And if we just pause here, you can see a really good comparison of the three. I think what you can see really is the contrast levels are one of the biggest things that vary between the three lenses. That the Lomo and the Takumar both have much lower contrast, so the two sides of the face, the key side and the fill side of the face, much less difference between the two. It really kind of fills in the fill side of the face because they're much more low contrast compared to the Samyang in the middle, where you've got a much higher contrast ratio between the two sides of the face. And also I think the Lomo and the Takumar are quite similar in terms of sharpness actually. That they seem to hold detail in a similar kind of way, whereas the Samyang's much sharper lens. You see much more kind of detail in the eyes and in the pores of the skin, that kind of thing with the Samyang. So that was 50mm shootout. I have more comparison videos coming with some other lens combinations, and there's some already out on my channel, so have a look at that. And yeah, I hope that was useful. And I think these videos are more just as a baseline kind of comparison, not as a kind of judgment on one type of lens or another. They're usable for different jobs, and in a future video actually there's a particular use for the Takumar, which I think is a really good way of using that lens. So watch out for that, and thanks for watching.